Hey guys, this is Namkraft. What's going on? Welcome to this is the Starcraft English comment. You're going to be watching the third set in quarterfinal number 4, played between Rush and Soulkey. The map is Dominator. So far, Rush got away with a nice, cute trick, but afterwards, Soulkey just completely put him back to his place here. So yeah, it's gonna be once again up to Rush to actually play to his full potential and try something innovative. And honestly, I feel like this game reminds me of the other quarterfinal between Best and Queen, where one player was the favorite to win, that was Queen, and in this case, it is Soulkey. And indeed, the series turned out to be favorable for that one player, right? Best played a nice first cheesy game against Soulkey, and then afterwards, Queen just take 3 games because he's the better player mechanically, macro-nically, micro-nically, or whatever. You know, Best just was on the verge of losing. But he came back. I don't know why he came back, but he started to believe in himself and he came back. And things start to spiral out of control for Soulkey after that. Excuse me, for Queen after that. So we're seeing a similar situation here, very, very similar situation. And I'm looking forward to that reverse sweep if we can get it. That would be fun to watch. Of course, all of the Snow fans will be very, very happy to have Rush in the semifinals because Rush is an easier player for Soulkey. Excuse me, Rush is an easier player than Soulkey for Snow to handle. Let me just quickly show you the reason why I say that. As you can see right now, in terms of elo score, Light is number 1, Snow is number 2, Soulkey is number 3. Soulkey's strongest matchup is Protoss, and Terran granted doesn't play too many ZvZ. He actually doesn't practice because he knows we will not face the ZvZ for a while. Who he play against? Best versus Light is 1, and Snow versus Soulkey. There will be no more Zerg players, so he actually doesn't need to practice against ZvZ at all. Yeah, unfortunately. So that's that. Anyways, hold on. Let me just quickly adjust this one for you. It's not in the right location. This middle chart, it needs to be a little bit higher up. There we go. That is a bit more like it. There we go. Just gonna fix it there for you. So, but if you look at Soulkey's, right, he is very strong against Protoss and Terran, but not great at all against Zerg, even though it's still very high, 67%. And as for Rush, he is strong against Zerg, but very weak against Protoss. Very, very, very weak. So that is going to be something. We're going to be having a small attack here. This is not meant to finish up the game. The drone will need to do some damage. And looks like Rush is going to get repelled. He might lose a Marine. Drones are going really far out. Need to focus attention possibly on the SCV. Instead, no, he will get a single Marine. The Marine will fall and not a single drone. Only one drone died there. So they were going to get to the chase back. And now Zone is going to come out. And it looks like the rush will end. This is not meant to finish up the game. Yeah, Rush just could not get anything done. And this... and one single drone will fall. Wow, what is happening? Why does Soulkey send a drone there? You gotta like just send it to the other side on this map, I believe. But anyways, losing 2 drones, and these drones will block the ram or no? Looks like they would not block the ram. They would just go back and mine their go on to their usual business. 4 Marines gonna start to come out, and of course this SV's job is gonna try to check how many Zerglings will you produce. Where are the Sunkens? Are you gonna make some Sunkens at all, or just gonna fake the Sunkens? A single drone is going to be dedicated to actually chase the SCV away. The Sunkens will need to come up. And keep in mind that Soulkey has got no idea what Rush is building, because his Overlord was scouting in the wrong direction, I believe, all the way out here. This other Overlord is down here, not within any kind of reach to see what is inside the other guy's base. But it looks like Rush is going to be going for Bio once again. Yeah, Rush and Light are the 2 Terran players who doggedly will stick to Bio. They will occasionally mix in a bit of tanks, maybe 2-3 tanks to accompany the army, but they are usually not a mech guy. They are usually a bioman. A single Zerglin will come in. He will see everything. He sees that engine coming up. He knows exactly what the other guys is doing. He will be feeling very, very safe about this. He sees the engine bay. He's gonna try to attack the SCVs. One single Marine, we need to attack it. Very, very good for the SV to just temporarily take a pause in the work there and go and kill that Zergling. So the game will completely continue here. What are we seeing? Alright, we're going to be witnessing some Zerglings moving across the map. I was just temporarily checking for someone who made a comment on my channel. Okay, very, very nice hidden hatchery. I believe there's going to be 3 hatchery, 2 base Mutalists all in, kind of. 8 meters, because this map dominated. If you look at the spawning locations, Soulkey's got direct access to Rush's main base. He can fly directly inside, and if Rushes go out to attack, or to counter-attack rather, Soulkey can just completely retreat along this path right here and intercept the Marines. And if the Marines retreat, he can come in and fly once again to attack. So already the advantage is in favor of Soulkey. So Dominator is one of those maps where it's not imbalanced by nature, but once you spawn in a particular location, there is going to be inert imbalances or biases in your spawning location. So I think that's interesting in the sense, right? You do want to have that kind of roller dice kind of aspect to the Starcraft meta as well. But I think some players, especially good ones, would just be wondering, oh my god, why did they get the bad coin toss, right? But anyways, I digress. Let's move back to this game. Soulkey is getting ready to put in his mutas. He will have 8, which is going to be going for what is it, Queen's Nest or Hydra End? I think it's Hydra End. I think he's going to be rushing to Hydra End. There's going to be a scan to see that there's a single sunken. He doesn't see any units at... Okay, so Mr. Chamber. I think I've seen this build before, but I don't really understand it. Can someone explain to me, what is this build? Mr. Chamber. Is he going to delay the Mutalisk and go for something else? Like... Because Mr. Chamber is for the ground upgrades, right? For your Hydras and Zerglings. So what is the potential for that? I think someone explained this to me a while ago, but it's just forgotten. So if you can remind me, what is this Evolution Chamber at the 6th minute and 40th second of the game serving the purpose of? Let me know. Anyways, a hatchery might coming up at some point in the future. For now, Rush is expecting the Mutalisk, and indeed there are going to be Mutalisks, but I think Soulkey has put a small deviation in his build. And he's actually put in a single efficient chamber before he actually morphed the Mutalisk. So I think the efficient chamber, it is going to be going for what kind of upgrades? I think it's just going to be ground upgrades. But for the timing, Rush doesn't see that there are 3 hatcheries. I think you can kind of guess. Mutalisk is going to come in. But I think one big implication of the fact of missing that hatchery is that he will underestimate the number of mutas. Mutas is going to start to come out against the expansion. There's only a single turret. He's found the right opening here. There are going to be 5 sunkens. Looks like this drone at the 1 o'clock position was sniped. So that was a nice touch by Rush to keep things in order here. If that hatchery has gone up, it would be a lot of problem. But there's going to be an efficient chamber to block. And Mutas are returning. They are not returning. They're attacking SCVs. Looks like Soulkey is inviting a battle. A base raid. Marine's going to come in. He will need to attack. Looks like drones are coming out to support. He will get... What the medic is supporting, what are the sunkens before he will get? Well, he gets 0 sunken, doesn't get any sunken at all. He gets 0, he gets 1 second, he's got only 1 second, he loses the entire marine force, and that was disastrous, and the Mutaliks are still doing damages to the SCV line. These turrets are also doing good damages, but that was terrible, that was terrifying. And what is going to be happening here, and these sunkens have all lived. They have all lived, and now Marine's going to try to return, and Rush has underestimated the power of sunken, just like Rain has underestimated the power of cannons and shuttles in that game 6 that we just watched yesterday between Rain and Snow. But anyways, the better player is of course sure to win, right? So that is no surprise. But anyways, Queen's Nest is coming up. These Marines are doing good damages. Rush is still ahead a bit in supply, but it's not much. And he's checking for that additional hatchery. He doesn't see it. He doesn't see it. These creatures are going to be coming out. And Rush is kind of bleeding a lot of SCVs, man. Marines are waiting to dive in, but he's not able to find any Mutalisk. These guys are going to come out, and Rush is just, completely fumbling in the dark with half of his ground troops just hanging out there and doing nothing at all. These SCVs are very much damaged, and now Soulkey is going to regroup all of his Mutalisk together. 3 plus, I think, about 6 or 7 for a total of 10. More Marines coming up, but keep in mind that Soulkey's got no additional base, but now he will see that there's going to be the 2nd edition chamber. He thinks it's the 1st edition chamber. I think maybe that's what it's going to be thinking. But you know what? Rush is not out of the game. Rush is completely not out of the game. I mean, he's losing SCVs, but for Terran players, SCV is nothing. They're completely garbage. They're just like potatoes. You don't need to have them to survive. You can eat other exotic things like beef and chickens and salmon and cheese. SCVs you can remake as many as possible, but these Sunkens will stay with Soulkey forever unless Rush decided to go for to make a tanks. But even with tanks, it would take a long time for you actually to attack it. Anyway, Soulkey was forced to make a lot of Sunkens from the drone, so that is one good thing about what Rush is doing. But he will be, saying goodbye to attacking that front door again ever in this game. Some nice attack, but Rush is gonna be waiting for that next part of the game, which could be Science Vessels. He's making a lot of turrets for the timing. Ultras Cavern, so this is what we know as the crazy Zerg strategy, right? Going directly into Ultralisks without going to the Defilers. I just learned this from one of you guys. So thanks a lot for your, for your insights about that. These Mutas are gonna just trying to hang out here and getting trapped in the corner. They don't have any upgrades at all. The upgrades is on. Okay, I understand it. The official chamber is for the upgrades for the Ultralisk, right? Because I think the Ultralisk upgrades. Hold on, I need an answer because I'm not a good player at all. I don't play Zerg. Do you actually get the upgrades for the Ultralisk both from the efficient chamber as well as the Ultralisk cabin, or only just the Ultralisk cabin? I think you get it from both. Anyways, yeah, this Mitch is gonna return. I think that was a very nice upgrade to Ultras here, and now the drone will come out to expand. The Mitches was a mere distraction. And with that, he's forcing his enemy to make a lot of Marines, and he's slowing down the creation of the starport. I think I kind of understand the mechanics, or rather the economics of this kind of build here, forcing the opponent to stay with Marines and then slow down the number of and the timing of the starport. Means that the Ultralisk will have a lot more power to work with because, Ultralisk, the only enemy of the Ultralisk, I mean, there are two enemies, but one of the enemies is Science Vessels, because Marines are actually friends with Ultralisk, they're best buddies. The other enemy that for the Ultralisk might be battle cruisers, I don't know, if you have Yamato gun, but even so, yeah, that is just theoretically speaking, because Ultralisk cannot touch BCs. Anyways, Soulkey is looking forward to exploit this map Dominator to the full potential. He might come out here for a backstop as the Marines moves out. By the way, I was mistaken in my previous statement about which player picked which map. So apparently Soulkey picked the first map, Metropolis, and then Rush picked the second map, Polestar, and this map Dominator is what Soulkey has picked. Because I guess it's favorable to Zerg, right? Let's take a quick stats here. Dominator 44.3%, not so good, but whatever. Anyways, looks like Rush has got his first Science Vessels, but where are the Ultras? There are the Ultras. They're hiding in this third base and trying to protect it. Drone's gonna get transferred for the timing. Rush is gonna rush up to something else. He's gotta rush up to Mech, or he's gotta rush up to Science Vessels. He cannot stay with Bio, because Bio can only work against Mutas. They will not work against massive amount of Ultras, and these Ultras have been upgraded already. So that's good. Yeah, as you can see, the armors is +1, the weapons is +1 as well. Soulkey, it's going to just chill for the timing and hope that he doesn't die until he's got a sufficiently large amount of Ultras. But the clock is ticking for Rush. You need to do some major damages before the number of Ultras become like 10. Once the enemy's got 10 Ultras, you're dead. There's no amount of Science Vessels or anything that you can do to actually save you from destruction. And now he will see that there's going to be Ultras and some Scourges. He has not yet been aware of where the third base is. He's got 2 Science Vessels. He's got 2 Science Vessels. And he will come out. This is a sizable amount of Marines, but +1 weapons and +1 armor, I think is enough. It's not enough. The divisions might dive in once again at the expansion. There are 9. There's some turrets here, and S is gonna get attacked. They need to fall away. Nice attack, and Science is gonna be wasting their spells on these Mutas, which is exactly what Soulkey wants. He wants the 2 Science Vessels, as few as they already are, to cast all of the spells on the Mutas and save those spells away from those Ultras. Anyways, +1 weapons and +1 armor only for Rush. Soulkey's got better upgrades, I believe, at this point. And we have 4 Ultras here. We have 2 more at the third base. Zelle is going to be joining the fray. I think the moment you have about 6 or 7, the Terran players will need to actually start to cry, because it start to become very difficult to kind of handle. And the Zerlings and Ultras are hiding. I was baited into this strategy on a ladder game between me and a Zerg player. I was a Protons player. I moved out at the wrong place, and all of a sudden, like 10 Ultras come out of nowhere and start to attack. Anyways, it looks like these forces are gonna try to move towards the right side. You need to see where the Ultras are, because there are so many places that they could hide. And it looks like Soulkey is baiting the enemy into a a pincer attack here. He's waiting for the full force to come out, and he will surround from both angles. Or he might decide attack my Sunkens. Come for it. Come for my Sunkens. The Marine's gonna get, what is it, the D-Matrix. He's gonna be going for 2 D-Matrix Marine, but why? I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be better to use the energy on the Ultras. He will look for that. He's not yet engaging. He's gonna attack first. He will get one Ultra's gonna attack, but the other group's gonna be joining from the southern side. Looks like we are seeing Soulkey waiting for the Marines to waste their lives against the Sunken first. This sizable amount of Marines is good, but look at the reinforcement coming from the back. There's so many Marines out there. It's like a freaking sea of Marines. This is a complete ocean of Marines, but the attack from the back is looking very, very strong as well. But Ultras are falling very fast. Need to fall back and forget about the Sunkens. But that's not enough. Oh my god, not enough Ultras. The Marines are still here. They're still strong. They start to attack against the Sunken. Where's the reinforcements? There's still 2 Ultras are here. And it looks like the Marines are doing good at much. 2 Sunkens is going to die here. There's still 2 more Sunkens and more Ultras coming from the back. They start to attack. And Marines are thinning out like crazy. He's getting how many Ultras? He's getting some Sunkens. He needs to attack. The Ultras is going to fall back. And that was a complete disaster. Rush is going to get completely surrounded. Need to find the weak Ultras right now. Demetrius is going to come out to snipe the Science Vessels. Need to find. He's not able to attack. He gets 1 Ultra. He will get another one or not. The Science Vessels don't have any more energy. And this game will go in favor of Soulkey. That was a huge climatic battles at the last minute here. 1 Science Vessel is going to fall. There are 4 Ultras remaining, but there's going to be enough Marines to attack. Possibly no. He gets 1 more last Ultra. He gets that last Ultra to kill it. All of the Meteors is going to get destroyed here, but now the Ultra is going to start to become so hard to handle, and Marines do not have the economy of scale. It's going to be the Ultras who have the economy of scale. So everyone needs to run home and save themselves. Everyone for themselves here. Do not think about your comrades. Do not think about friends or families or wife or husband. Just save your own ass, man. Everyone go home now. And, you know, hide inside a bunker, whatever. I mean, you know that life is not going to be successful, but what else can you do? There's no way, there's nothing you can do here. Anyways, there's going to be some Sunkens. These Marines going to try to attack here. That's a nice idea, but things are a little bit too late. He will try to find, he will get 1 creep colony, 1 Sunkens. Not a bad idea, and we get another one because he's stimming, which is great, but he's going to have to hide in the corner. He can get nothing. He will try to get a single Zergling, and that's it. But this is a nice attack and nice win by Soulkey. The Ultras have 5-2. I don't know what the numbers mean, but look at this. Rush is running out of ideas. Is running out of, you know, tricks up his sleeve here, and he's gonna be 1 game down to 1 victory. But of course, as we saw in the game between Queen and Bass, it's not over until Namkraft says it's over, and when he says buy me coffee, it means it's over. Anyways, there's gonna be a complete what is this Lord of the Ring style flood of Ultras here coming from all angles. This is Sauron Zerg. Marine War is trying to hold 300 Spartans. Not so bad. Not so bad. Not so bad, but Ultras just don't stop dying. They just continue to come over, and looks like they're still all alive. And looks like 1 Ultras will fall finally. Not a bad, and the medics providing a nice cover, and that first Ultras have fall. But what's gonna be the next move here? It looks like the Ultras gonna get pushed back, but still more Ultras coming from the back, and Soulkey can just save his weak Ultras and go and hide in some corners. That's it. He doesn't need to do anything else. Rush is out of ideas. He's gonna expand by floating his command center out, and it's gonna have a very weak moment. He's got no tanks, and GG from Rush. If you enjoyed this video, buy me coffee. It's gonna be in the video. See you soon. Bye bye.